lot of people are RSVP, but sometimes people cannot really attend, which is fine. So there is still some great stuff that we have to see. I'm just gonna start sharing my screen right now. And I think actually that it's a super interesting meeting that we have, right? So I'm just gonna, let's admit. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, just it's something that like a lot of people were asking actually just what do you do with your crypto? Because the thing is that it's great if you can just like, you store a lot of crypto, you have maybe a lot of Ethereum, but at the end of the day, it's good to put it there. But some people don't know that they might actually be able to earn passive income, right? From all of that, from like a lot of different cryptos.
Mhm.
So I think that's super great to know. Even if the return, I would say, isn't necessarily the best, I think that sometimes you can get like some really good stuff, especially if you go into like a really good projects that are giving a good return, right? So I'm going to tell a bit more about that. But first of all, I'll just go over few things, right? So basically, there is two ways that people are using once you have crypto to earn passive income. And those two ways are lending, and there is also staking. So I'm just gonna like go briefly over lending, so you have a brief idea of what it is. And also, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. You can also write them in the chat. And I'm gonna stop a few times, just make sure that everyone follows. So here I have like just a little picture showing what is lending. I don't want to go too much into details for that. And the reason is that it really works like the bank, right? So basically, let's say I am on the right side of the picture. And what I can do basically, I can, if I have some cryptos, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDT, doesn't matter what it is, I can actually give it to a platform and just say that I want to lend it to some people that want to borrow it, right? So, but there
No.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
if
I
you
can
can full
put it,
screen the presentation.
okay, I'll put it full screen. Um, okay, is it better now? Yeah, okay, that's working. All right, so yeah, exactly. So you have like, I was saying, yeah, as a lender, basically, I can just say, all right, I have $1,000 of Ethereum. I'm planning to hold it, so I can just lend it to someone else that can use it. And a borrower can actually just go over that and use it to do other transactions with it. The only thing is that it really worked as the bank in the sense that if I'm lending my Ethereum, then I get an interest out of it, right? So that's just like brief principle. So there is like, I would say, no real magic out of that. The only thing is just to go on the platform and find the best platform that is going to give you the best return. So same thing as you go to the bank, you just try to like shop a little bit and see where you get the best deal. Probably Emmanuel after is going to like show you some platforms. I don't know if Manuel, if you're using them, but I know that you know pretty much most of them. So yeah, Manuel is probably going to go over all of that after, but really, really simple principle. The next one actually that we know is staking. So staking is a bit more complex. And the thing is that with staking, uh, I need to first of all tell you a bit about the history of it. So, what is proof of work? So, you know that the principle of Bitcoin is based on something we call the blockchain. So, it's basically just a chain of blocks. That's what you have to know. That is somewhere in the cloud, but it's out there, right? And the thing is that with that chain of blocks, every time we need to create a new block, someone has to calculate to make a computation. So basically calculate a really big formula. And the person who finds basically once you find the answer, the block can be added. The only thing with that is that a lot of people are always competing. So basically, let's say if I have a computer, Emmanuel has a computer, and both of us want to add the new block, we're going to try to make the calculation as fast as possible. And basically, the winner is going to win some Bitcoin. So the person who's going to like make it the faster. So you can imagine that now if you have like 1,000 people competing for a block, then a lot of people are always trying to resolve the same formula to add the new block to the chain. So that's kind of the principle of the blockchain. So a lot of people find that it's inefficient because basically Emmanuel could have done something else, right? If let's say I do the first block, Emmanuel could have done something else instead. But instead of that, he competed with me and he lost energy, right? Just running his computer and trying to solve a problem. So that's one thing that is with proof of work. So if I'm just going over that, so as you see, there is miners on top, right? And what they try to do, people that are competing, it's always add a new block. And basically once they create the new block, they add it to the blockchain and they broadcast it to the rest of the chain. So everyone knows that a new transaction was made, right? So that's why it's always there. That's also the principle of mining. If you have heard of mining, it's possible to actually earn cryptocurrencies just by solving problems, right? So you just let your computer go, you install a mining software, and you can make some cryptocurrencies out of it. So that's the principle. Now, especially because, yeah, it's inefficient, a lot of people found another way, which is proof of stake. So as we're talking about staking, which is another way to gain passive income, what is great with proof of stake is that instead of having a lot of people competing, like basically I would say anyone in the world can compete into proof of work, right? But proof of stake, what they decided to do is that they have something we call validators. And those are really like big, I would say like big pool or like big machines that you can see that are basically solving the next blocks, right? And in order to have a validator, first of all, you need to have enough of that cryptocurrency. So to say it in other words, let's say if we are on Ethereum and we're interested in Ethereum, let's just take it for the example. Ethereum doesn't necessarily work, but let's just take it for the example, right? So let's say we just have a lot of Ethereum and we want to have a validator, right? So a lot of us can just say, all right, let's just pull all of our money together, try to buy a validator that is going to like solve problems. And once the problem is solved, it's going to give us back some money, some Ethereum. So that's pretty much how it is in terms of staking. What it makes is that there is less, I would say less, not necessarily people, but less competition. So less power that is lost after, right? So only the validators are making the new blocks. That brings to a subject where some people say, well, if now there is less validators, is it also less decentralized? Maybe yes, maybe no, right? Because you assume that if, let's say, all of us in the group who are 15 now, right, and we just try to create a validator, then we can actually control it, right? So we can say if transactions are good or not. So then is it fully centralized or as centralized as proof of work? But the principle here is just to understand that basically, let's say if I want to be, and I want to just participate into Ethereum, I can put some Ethereum into a validator that is going to return me some Ethereum as well. So that's why after that, I can earn a passive income out of it. So let's see. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, sorry, Emmanuel.
Yeah, like just an add-on on this is, of course, the staking. Other companies use it as well to kind of help users to not sell their token. So, like by giving you another reason of holding their token, they want to reward you to hold their token so that you don't sell it and dump their price on the market because they wanna look good. They wanna have a good presence on the market. So they're gonna offer you some reward for holding their token, and yeah, by holding it, yes, you are holding it, but by staking it, then you definitely like consent into holding it for a certain period of time. So that's what they also use it for.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really good. I think it's also a good idea, especially if you strongly believe in the project, right? So there are
Yeah.
few projects that I'm staking on, and I think it's great because I believe in the project, so I want to hold it long term, and I can also make return just by agreeing with the project, right? Just by being part, by taking part of it.
Yeah, and some other platforms, when you stake their token, they consider you as a VIP member. So you're gonna have access to some new features. You're gonna have access to some private sales and stuff like that. So those are also the benefit that comes with staking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so proof of stake, I think that brings something super good, especially if you want to, if you believe in the project long term, I think proof of stake is good. You just leave your money there and it's good. The only thing is that, yeah, you have to see now, same thing, you also have to shop. If you go to different platforms, they often offer a staking option to put some crypto in. The thing is that, yeah, it's always the price is always different of what they can offer. And for that part, I'm gonna let Emmanuel talk about it. So just talk about ways where we can do some lending and we can also do some staking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so when it comes to staking and lending, you can definitely do it either centralized or decentralized. And by centralized, I mean you can do it with centralized exchanges. Like, for example, one of the biggest exchanges, of course, Binance, and they do have lending and staking there. And it's not only for the Binance token, but also different tokens that are listed on Binance. So you can just always shop on Binance and find which campaign is going on. And sometimes you're gonna be like, you can open a lending contract for like 7 days and you put your interest. Let me just try to show you guys.
Do you want to share your screen, Emmanuel?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Okay, let me stop presenting. Any questions? No, just share.
Yeah, in the meantime, if there is any question, of course.
Yeah, so there is a question actually for you, Emmanuel. Do you get other privileges, like VIP privileges, if you stake through a platform, or does that matter?
Yes, of course. Yes. One of the platforms that I use a lot actually is Crypto.com. I use this platform for staking, and they often have these campaign for new tokens, and depending on how much you have that is staked. So they're gonna do, for example, they're gonna do a supercharge, they call it, where they're gonna sell, let's say, Bitcoin at 50% the price of Bitcoin. Now, for you to participate into that campaign, you need to have a number of staked token, the Crypto.com tokens, and depending on how much you stake, then you will have a certain allocation. So let's say, for example, if you stake only 5,000 tokens, you're gonna have up to $100 to allocate to that campaign. If you have more than 5,000, then you can allocate more than $100. So this is Crypto.com. You can go here. This is a pretty good platform, to be honest. They also have crypto debit card, and they're available in Canada and US. And you can use them. They are pretty good, to be honest. So yeah, you can go here, look at which token you want to hold or you want to stake. And let's say, for example, I'm going to go with Tether. So this is just like a $1 coin. And let's say, for example, I put $5,000 and I choose to stake for 3 months, right? And they're going to give you an approximate balance of how much you're going to get in the total, in like per year, the total. And this is paid weekly. So yeah, if you have another coin, you can choose to stake Litecoin. They're gonna tell you Litecoin has a 5% APR. You stake your Litecoin there, and this is how much you're gonna make. They have flexible options. They have 1 month stake as well as 3 month stake. you yeah, if we get in the platform, you can see they have other lengths. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. And to be honest, this is actually a pretty good strategy. I'm going to give you an example of what I did personally. I bought Chainlink at $3. That was I think in March 2020, and I staked it. So I think at the time I staked it, I was getting like maybe $4 or something every week. But then Chainlink went all the way up to $40. So I was getting my reward in Chainlink. The $4 that I was getting per week, as Chainlink jumped on, my reward also increased, and I was now getting $40 a week. So when you get in at a pretty good price and you stake for a long term, you set yourself for a pretty good future. So this is how you can just look into it. When you find a token that you really believe into and you are looking at a long-term strategy, you can buy that token, stake it, get the rewards to do whatever else you want to do if you want to buy other tokens, but you hold it that way. And yeah, you also want to go to a pretty good website that is kind of decent and of course more secure. These guys, I kind of believe in them. They're pretty good. There is also another platform that I use, which is KuCoin.
Just one thing, Emmanuel. Before, there is two questions actually. So first one is from Camila. So asking if the validators are staking projects, like basically the stating the validators can be used into different platforms. So just to answer the question, Camila. So yeah, how it works is that some projects are going to be proof of stake. And once they're proof of stake, they get listed on some platforms. And through those platforms, most of the time you can do staking. So that's why it's accessible on different platforms. But we also see that in different platforms, the price, the return that you're going to get. There is also one question from Meme, I think. Meme, if you want to turn on your microphone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Meme.
So you said you have like a platform and you decide which one you're gonna choose, like based on how much rewards you are getting and things like that. What's other factor you decide on? Is like what type of business? Do you read more about what they're connecting with, what companies they're doing? The stuff in the background that I like most people don't know.
Yeah. I would say just before actually you add Emmanuel to that, I would say that it's great to look at the platform itself first thing. Just make sure that it's a platform that you can trust. Because if you plan about staking for a long period of time into one platform, make sure that it's not a scam. That's something I want to say first. But Emmanuel,
Why is there a scam if, like, for example, I use either there is Coinbase and there is other stuff, like if you like good crypto I don't know, like brokers, I would say, uh, are they scamming there as well, or just the scam in other platforms?
I would say you don't really know of, like, there is the big ones, like we talked about Binance, we talked about Coinbase. So those are actually really big companies. We know who created them. First of all, like, do you know who the founder is of those companies? So it's really like publicly available. So then you feel that we can trust them more. You can read a lot of things about them. The only thing that, yeah, a lot of other things can be listed. You can find some different websites that people are proposing, especially in chats. So once you find those, I would say one thing for us, for instance, we have the Telegram group. So in the past, a lot of people were asking if a platform is okay to use, right? So after that, just with consensus, talking about it, trying it, then we know if things are scam or not. So it's a good place to look at.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. Emmanuel, you wanted to add something as well?
Another thing, of course, that you want to look at is looking at the project. So you look at the project and try to understand if is this going to be like a pump and dump. Because let's say you buy something, it's at a pretty good price, you stake it, but then they pump it because you open the stake, then you cannot unstake before the maturity of your contract. So it pumps it and then they dump it. If they dump it, well, they're going to reward you the token, but if the tokens don't make any sense anymore and nobody's buying anymore, then you just, like he was just, you just missed on an opportunity to making money on the price appreciation. So you want to look at the project and ask yourself, is this a project that can last longer? Is this a project that I believe in can be there for more than just a couple months or couple years?
Couple of days sometimes, right? We saw with
Couple of days sometimes, yeah. Speed game.
So where do you find this trusted information about what this is about? You know what I mean? Because sometimes maybe some places will advertise themselves or as, oh, they have a big, strategies and things like that, and they are not really anything.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So yeah, you will need to do a little bit more of some research yourself as well. But by going on these centralized exchange that are a little bit more credible, like Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin is also pretty good because first of all, to get listed on those exchanges, it costs a lot of money. So for those people to get listed on those exchanges, they really put their money and they put so much money into getting there. So if somebody does something like that, I believe they're in it for a long run. So yeah, once you can go on those exchanges, do some research, find something, and then go back again, like on the internet, look at their website, look at something else about them, just dig into their revenue, what is their business model, and so on. And then based on that, you can decide if you want to go in or not.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
In the previous, and then upcoming meetings, we're going to talk about that also, like just places where we can find some good cryptocurrency.
Yeah, let me just finish about the decentralized option too. All right. So yeah, I talked about KuCoin. Like you can go on KuCoin, it's a centralized too. You can see here, for example, right now they have one for 7 days at 50% APR, and another one for 3 days at 100. So you just navigate on the platform and you're gonna see a bunch of them. Same thing for crypto.com and Binance. But in terms of decentralized now, this is another way of protecting yourself in a way that you stake based on your wallet. So you take the tokens that are already in your wallet, not on an exchange, you connect those tokens to the actual platform. So for example, one of the platforms that I use is AAV. So this platform is a lending and staking platform, and it's also used for liquidity. So for example, when people are trading on margin, there must be some money that is backing their margin position. And this is something that used to be reserved for like investment bankers and banks. But now in crypto, anyone can do it as long as you have money. So now you can go here on this platform and you're gonna see a bunch of tokens or coins that are paying you for lending your money or providing liquidity to them, and then you're gonna earn some interest on that. So you just click on deposit, and then you're gonna try to connect to your wallet. I have my wallet here. My wallet is right here on MetaMask. So it's gonna call your MetaMask, connect to your wallet. You connect the wallet to the platform, and then you stake your money there. Now, when you are ready to unstake, you just go there again, connect your wallet, and unstake your money with the interest. You can also do this. This is AAV. I can send it in the chat. You can also do this. You're gonna send it, right?
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you can also do this on Uniland. Uniland is also a lending and borrowing platform, decentralized. It connects directly to your wallet, and then you can lend your money there. But you also want to go where there is a lot of money. You don't want to go where you're going to be alone lending your money, right? So one of the ways to find where there is so much money, you can go to just a sec. So yeah, I'm going to show you one of the platform where you can go to see where is the most staked money. I'll find that website later. But you can also use Uniswap by providing liquidity. So Uniswap is a decentralized exchange where people can buy any tokens. Now, let's say, for example, you have some Shiba and you want to hold those Shiba for a while. But another way that you can gain more Shiba or gain more money is by providing liquidity to an exchange for people who are trying to buy and sell their Shiba. So you're just going to go on Uniswap, you go on pool, and then you're going to create a new position, a new pool position, which is going to be like, hey, I'm going to let you guys trade with my money, and for every transaction, I'm going to get like 1% or so. So you're just going to go here, put your select the token. I'm just going to go 1 inch, and then you choose the fees that you want to charge. Of course, they're going to be the fee for the exchange, and another fee going to go to you. And yeah, as people are trading, the fees are going to your wallet, and your stake, like your liquidity, your tokens are there. But for this one, you will have to have 2 tokens. Like, so if you want to provide liquidity for Shiba and Ethereum, then you want to have the same amount of Shiba in Ethereum in terms of value. So let's say, for example, you want to give 1 Ethereum, which is $4,000, then you want to have $4,000 values of Shiba as well. And then you inject your liquidity there, and your reward will be paid back to you.
Yeah, so that's great. So there is one thing also, me personally, I like to do. So just like coming back to that, staking and lending. I think that, often we see the market, sometimes we're in a bull run, right? So that's when we make a lot of good profit. And what I try to do always is to take out some profit. And a good way is that we have stable coins, right? With crypto, like USDT, DAI. So basically those one are always kind of like $1, right? So I always try to, as I'm making profit into the market, to convert some into stable coins, and you can actually lend those coins after. You can lend them through different platforms. I'm personally using Aave, and with that, even if it's not a lot, you can get 2 to 3%. But at the same time, while I'm waiting for the next dip, I can just make some return, right? Instead of just holding it and keeping the same value. So at the end, it's like at any time you just try to like gain more profit, right? And stake in profit as well. So that's why it's always, I think, good to just remove some of your profit, make sure that you get it, right? So
yeah.
As
I was saying, actually, this is the website where you can go to see where the most money is staked right now. So this website tells you there is currently about $106 billion staked on the DeFi platforms, and you can see the most money is staked on Maker, Carve, and then the second one is Carve Finance, and then AAV, and so on and so forth. So if there is a platform that you want to go to, you may want to look here and see how far is this platform, like how much money is staked on this platform. If you find that there is just like $1 million, you want to be a little bit more cautious. Or yeah, but if it's more than, like, say 50 million, 100 million, then you become a little bit more confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, really interesting. You guys have any questions or comments?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question about ADA, Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have much experience with Cardano?
Yeah, personally, I'm a big fan of Cardano, so I have a lot of Cardano.
I've been having a hard time getting into DeFi, farming and yield farming and stuff like that. Do you guys have a lot of? I mean, you guys were talking about the other DeFis, but do you have? I mean, I always find that I have some staked at Uniswap, and then I have some swap that are staked at Yearn. Yearn.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made $2, and it cost me $80 or $50 to stake the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not making any money. I've lost money staking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm just learning about Sushi Swap. Sushi Swap, I hear, just started with ADA or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys have much experience with that?
Personally, I'm actually staking right now ADA. I'm staking it on, what's the name, Exodus, and which is a wallet that I have. It's on my phone, also on my laptop. That's personally what I use, but I would say it's something with staking, and in general with crypto, sometimes the fees can be really expensive, and we see that with Ethereum. Like 2 days ago, I wanted to send Ethereum, and it cost me, like, I didn't do it because it was $200 to make, and I wanted to transfer $200, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah, so I couldn't do my transaction because of that. But I think it's really super common with crypto. So it doesn't matter where you go. I think that it's something that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing about ADA, and I have some. I forgot. I have some ADA striped also, in that wallet, Yuri or whatever it is called, and it doesn't have the cost, for per transaction. I just watched a video too where you it's a new idea to me, but you want to be careful with proof of stake coins, because proof of stake will always end up being more centralized, because the rich people will have more coins to stake, and by them having more coins staked, they earn more of the rewards, and it becomes more, and Coinbase and all those exchanges are going to, of course, have their staked, so they're going to make more and more of the rewards, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is a big debate on that. Me personally, I also think that it's more centralized, and actually some cryptocurrencies are totally centralized. Like, they might have only one validator, and with that, like, it's basically people that created the currency. So that's why it's always, I also think that it is, but it's a big debate, I know, for sure.
Yeah. Like for Ethereum right now, to be a validator, you need at least 32 Ethereum. That's about 120, right? So yeah. But also the other thing is, like I said, if you get in early, then your profit might be more than the fees. Because in 2020, the fees for Ethereum were about $16, I believe, 16 to 20. But as it has been growing, the value of the token has been growing, the actual token that you are paying your fees in has been growing, and the fees are growing too. So that's the issue. But if you were early, then let's say, for example, you made $4,000 in profit, then you wouldn't mind paying $300 for taking your $4,000 out. So it also depends on the time, but also you can look at cheaper, like other exchanges that have cheaper transaction fees, like Solana, Binance. Those are other like blockchains that are kind of growing right now, and they have a pretty cheaper transaction fee. Cardano, I know they're coming with that same idea, that same concept, but I'm not 100% sure about their blockchain yet. It just came out, and yeah, I don't know how strong they are yet.
What I like about Cardano is their mathematic, systematic approach. They go and do studies and use those studies to move forward. I don't know. It's very systematic.
Oh yeah. I heard about them. Like before implementing something, they try to do the numbers first, calculate every aspect of the feature before they implement it, which is different than Ethereum. Ethereum, they go to action first and then they start correcting mistakes. But yeah, it all depends on the model.
Yeah. Well, that mistake was close to cost me $200 2 days ago. So.
Yeah, but this is a pretty big subject. Like, you know what is even crazier is that right now there are more Ethereum that are being burned in fees than new Ethereum that are being created, and which means there are more people who are even paying that, like they are paying that much money to sell and get out of, like, do their transaction. And most of the transactions are from the metaverse and NFTs, which is crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if anyone has another question. Otherwise, we're trying to show you guys about one project that we are working on, and we will have an opportunity to talk about this next week. This project actually goes with the idea of staking and lending. So the project itself is Hakuna Matata. It is a platform where you're gonna have the access to stake your tokens, and you can earn up to 150% APR. And then you can also, once you have staked your token, you're gonna be able to borrow stable coin off of your staked token. So you can borrow up to 50% of your staked tokens, which is one of the big problems that we have in the market right now. Once you have got into a staking contract, you cannot touch that money until maturity. But what we are bringing is the ability for you to to borrow against that without having to add any other collateral. And you can borrow against that to do like anything else that you want to do. And then another advantage that comes with it is, of course, the fact that you are able to get your, to claim your reward monthly. So you can build like a steady income from that. And also, depending on your stake, you're going to be able to access some new promising tokens that are going to be launching on the Matata Launchpad. So this will be a pretty good opportunity. And the reason why we want to take it, we want to give the No Wealth community an opportunity to get in early, is because we can go to venture capitals and we're gonna ask them to back us up, and we're gonna give them the token at a pretty good price. But they're gonna be the big guys, like the other guy just said. Those big guys who have the more money in the token, they are the one who kind of have a lot more to say because they have so much tokens. But now we are coming back to No Wealth because we have this community that we have been working with, and we know you guys, and you guys know us. We want to give you that opportunity to be the first to get the token. You get it at a pretty better price than the public price or the market price. And then, of course, you want to have access to the platform earlier than the public and stuff like that. So yeah, next week we'll go a little bit more into this, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about the advantages and features that are coming with the platform. The platform is currently in development, actually, and we're hoping to launch pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's next week, right? Next Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah, I encourage you to come and just. That's actually the how it looks now, right? Or
Yeah, this is going to be the launch pad where you can. So I'm going to give you like one of the things that like how people really make money in crypto is by being first on a token. I'm going to give you an example. So like this token, for example, this is Blocktopia. This token was sold to the venture capitals at $0.001 when it just came out, which was the seed round. And then currently this token is not even on Binance yet. It's not even on any big exchange. So like most of people don't even have access to this yet. But the token is currently trading at, let me just search for it. Here. The token is currently trading at 0.08. So like these guys, the big guys who got in this token earlier, they have already made more than 100x. More than 100x, and you guys haven't even touched it yet. By the time it comes to the market, to Binance, and everybody's jumping on it, they have already made so much money. So this is the opportunity that we want to give you guys. What you're going to have access to is a launchpad where you're going to have these new gems coming out. And every time they come out, depending on your stake, you're going to be able to allocate some fund to participate in that before they go public. And by the time they go public, you have made so much money. Like if you look at these funds, some of these funds, they have like 600x in a year. Do you imagine how much money that is just by doing pretty much something that is a bit simple, to be honest. It's just about a matter of connection. You know, in crypto, there is no inside trading. There's no insider trading right now. So if you know the right people, you're going to be able to do the right things. And yeah, that's what we're trying to bring to you guys. We'll give everyone the opportunity to participate in the seed fund of Matara. And then after that, we will have a pre-sale, which will be on PinkCell and Unicrypt. And then after that, we're going to be listed on Bitmart. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about it next time. So hopefully you guys are going to be there and we can discuss more about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. So if you have any other questions, so there is our Telegram chat. I think a lot of people are actually in it, but I can also, if you found us on Meetup, there is all of the info there. I'm also going to share the website of Noel, so you can get all of the info and join the group as well. So yeah, thanks, Emmanuel. Thanks for everyone for joining. If you have any questions anytime, also, as we talked about like scams and stuff, it's always great to share with the group so people don't fall into a trap or something. So if you find something you don't trust, then just send it and we can check. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks. يا حلال ما ادري حبيتهم